It is 3 in the morning. Your eyes snap open in the dark and you have no idea why. You check the time, you decide something is wrong with you, and you reach for the one thing that makes it worse: your phone. Here is what nobody told you. That 3 a.m. wake-up is not a glitch. It is an instinct older than farming, older than language, switching on right on schedule, inside a body that no longer has anywhere to put it. For almost all of human history, waking in the middle of the night was not a problem to fix. It had a name, it had a purpose, and losing it may be quietly wrecking your sleep, your mood, and your mind. To understand what your body is still trying to do at 3 a.m., you have to go back to a time when the night was the most dangerous thing on Earth. Start with the strangest fact. For thousands of years, humans slept in 2 shifts, and it had nothing to do with culture. It was simply the default. The historian Roger E. Kirch spent more than 15 years digging through diaries, court records, medical books, and prayer manuals for his work at day's close, and he found the same thing over and over in more than 500 separate sources. First sleep and second sleep. People went down soon after dark, slept about 4 hours, then woke on their own. They stayed up for 1 to 2 hours in the dead center of the night. Then they went back down for a second 4 hours until sunrise. The French had a word for that middle gap: dorveille. The Tiv people of central Nigeria still used first sleep and second sleep as everyday phrases when anthropologists recorded them in the 20th century. This was not rare, and it was not insomnia. It was how nearly every human who ever lived slept, every single night. And that gap in the middle was not dead time. People used it, they prayed, they talked quietly to whoever shared the bed. They checked on the fire, the animals, the children. They had sex. A French physician in the 1500s told couples that this exact hour after a full first sleep was the best time to conceive because they came to it rested. Others just lay in the dark and let their thoughts run loose. It was the most private, quiet hour a person owned, and almost nobody alive today has ever felt it. For a long time, scholars assumed E. Kirch was wrong because they could not picture sleeping anyway except one solid block. Then a lab settled it. In 1992, the psychiatrist Thomas Weir at the National Institute of Mental Health ran a simple, brutal experiment. He gave healthy volunteers 14 hours of darkness every night, the way it was before artificial light, and he waited. Within about 4 weeks, every single subject drifted into the exact pattern from the history books: 4 hours of sleep, a window of calm wakefulness, then 4 more hours. Nobody coached them. Their bodies remembered on their own. And when Weir tested their blood during that middle window, he found high prolactin, the same hormone the body releases during deep meditation. The volunteers said they felt peaceful and clear, a kind of waking rest, a built-in state of mind that the modern world quietly switched off. So why is this buried so deep in us? For that, go back further, past the candles, past the diaries, to where the instinct was forged. For most of the 300,000 years our species has existed, the night was trying to kill us. Human eyes are weak in the dark. The eyes of a leopard, a hyena, a cave lion are not. After sunset, a human alone was food. Then came the one invention that flipped the whole story: fire. The oldest solid evidence of humans controlling it comes from Wonderwork Cave in South Africa, around 1 million years ago. Fire did far more than warm a body. It drew a line of light on the ground that big predators would not cross, and it handed humans something they had never owned: safe hours after dark. 2 to 4 of them, every night, taken back from the things that hunted us. And humans filled those new hours with the thing that would build everything else: talk. In 2014, the anthropologist Polly Wiesner studied conversation among the Juhoansi people of the Kalahari, who still live close to the old way. In daylight, 8 out of 10 conversations were practical: food, work, who did what to whom. After dark, around the fire, more than 8 out of 10 turned into stories, myths, faraway places, the dead, jokes that ran the whole camp into laughter. Wiesner argued that this fire-lit hour is where imagination, religion, and culture were born. The campfire was the first cinema, and every human who ever dreamed of something better dreamed it in that light. For 300,000 years, that rhythm held. Then, in a few short centuries, we erased it. It began with street lamps in the 1600s. Paris lit its streets under Louis XIV. To cut crime, London followed. Gas lamps spread through the 1800s, and in 1879, Thomas Edison sold the first practical light bulb. The darkness that had ruled human life since before we were even human vanished inside a single lifetime. Even our words still carry the memory. Curfew comes from an old French order, couvre-feu, a command to put your fire out for the night when the town bell rang. Night was meant to be dark. Night was meant to be still. We decided otherwise. And your body never got the message. Today, the average person soaks in artificial light for 7 to 8 hours after sunset, and most of those final hours pour out of a screen held a foot from the face. Blue light is the single strongest daytime signal your brain has, and it crushes melatonin, the hormone that begins your sleep. Stare at a phone at 11 at night, and your brain truly believes the sun is still up. It holds the melatonin back. It breaks the sleep into pieces. It scrambles a clock that took millions of years to set. In 2017, the sleep scientist Kenneth Wright sent people camping for 1 week with no phones and no bulbs, only sunlight and firelight. Their internal clocks reset by more than 2 hours, and their melatonin began firing at sunset again, exactly like their ancestors. 1 week in real darkness undid a lifetime of bright nights. Which brings us back to you, awake at 3 a.m., sure that something is broken. It is not. That is the old rhythm trying to run. Your body finished its first sleep and woke for the watch, the way it has for 10,000 generations, and stepped straight into a world that closed the second half off. So it lies there, wide awake, with nowhere to go. And here is the part that should stay with you. The calmest, deepest, most reflective state a human mind can reach was once a normal part of every night, and almost no one will ever feel it again. We did not just change our sleep. We deleted an entire room inside the human mind, and forgot it was ever there. So tonight, when your eyes snap open in the dark, you will have a choice your ancestors never imagined having. Reach for the glowing screen and tell your brain it is noon. Or lie still, in the black, and meet the oldest part of yourself. The part that has been waiting at 3 a.m. this whole time.